You want to tell a story of some of this, Dad?
The stories of what?
James's buck.
Oh.
We'll just explain what
Have you seen that? You haven't seen that spot.
No.
It's really cool. It sits right on the edge of a drop-off. It was a two-man ladder stand, and we were sitting there. He was on my right. All of a sudden, he says, I hear something. Yeah, I hear deer. And over to his right, and he looked over, and he could see through the thick bushes over there. He saw the body of the deer.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up, because it wasn't in there yet, and he was afraid it was going to walk right out into the opening. So he stood up, and sure enough, this buck came walking right out into there, and it stopped right in the opening. But it was kind of looking up our direction. Wasn't really looking at us.
Yeah.
I don't think it saw us. But he couldn't move, because if he moved, he's going to see it. So he's right in front of me, standing there, and I could feel his leg shaking.
Wow.
Just getting, and he's whispering. So I think I whispered, wait till he turns. And that buck just kind of kept, he was going up and down with his head a little bit. Finally, it turned like it was going to walk. It turned away from us, and he drew, and it started walking pretty fast, and it was going to get beyond the shot, and he just goes, meh, and it stopped, and just that quick, he shot. The instant it stopped, he shot, and that I was sure he missed, because I couldn't see the arrow go on. I can't see anything. I'm blinded up.
Yeah. So apparently,
and he thought he missed. Right away he says, I think I missed.
That's the entry wound.
He saw it run off. He saw it run downhill and curve off to the right a little bit, and then it started circling back to the left, and it disappeared. And all of a sudden he saw it pop out again down there about 75, 80 yards in front of us. He could see it standing there. He said, Dad, I can see it standing there. And I'm looking for it. We're both looking down, and all of a sudden, just like that, it dropped.
Oh, wow.
I could see it drop.
And I'm sure you got excited after that.
It was very cool. And he was like, oh yeah, it dropped, Dad. He's going to drop. And you're still like,
that's so cool.
Even though you see it go down, you're still like, until you get down there and find it. So we waited about 20 minutes, that's all.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait anymore. So I stayed up there and gave him directions to walk right. First he went over where he shot, couldn't find any blood. But we didn't mess around because we knew where it dropped. So I said, just go down there. And he kept looking back at me until he got down. And I had to point him over to the right a little bit, and just like that, he gives me a thumbs up. It's down.
Dude, that's sweet.
It was so cool.
And this is James's second buck. And believe it or not, and the entry wound was right actually at the shoulder blade. But did it go through? There's no blade there, but it's all muscle, so you can just pop through it.
Just in front of the muscle.
Right there.
The bone.
Yeah. And I guess it didn't hit any vitals, but the deer bled internally pretty fast.
He hit an artery somewhere.
Artery?
Really good.
It probably was like a throat of some sort, correct?
I was back from that, but it must have been the main artery coming through.
James just bought a longbow this year, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna shoot a deer with this. Only 40-pound draw weight, so it's 5 pounds over the Pennsylvania limit." And you know, some people are kind of skeptical about taking that out, just because the opportunities are less, especially with a longbow.
Shooting about 20 yards.
Yeah, and that's
what this was.
And James only practiced at 20 yards, and I guess when his opportunity came, he connected with this guy. And it's a small spike, but it's totally legal for James. He's 16 years old, but he's still
for a spike. This has a good body size.
Yeah, it's what, 120 probably?
It's over 100. Well, it's probably 100. It wasn't too heavy to lift it in, but
yeah,
live weight
120.
Live weight was probably 140.
140. Wow, that is a big spike. Yeah, dude, that's so cool. We got
back to the cabin.
Yeah. And
Kerwin had told Earl about this. Earl comes marching out of the car up to James, and he goes, I've been hunting up here for 45, 50 years. And he said, you just outdid all of us. You got a buck with a longbow. He said, I never saw Earl so happy in my life.
Wow.
He was just thrilled.
It's a long... James even was like...
Kerwin was shocked.
James was even like, what? I'm going to get a deer with it. I'm like, I hope you do, because this is incredible. And we had doubts because it's so hard to even get a deer up there. Not a moment. And this buck is only 6 inches or so, but we're gonna be. It's a beautiful trophy for a 16-year-old.
Last year he can shoot spikes.
That is just awesome feeling. All right, James. Dad already sort of explained to us the story behind what happened with you shooting it. Just go through what you're shooting and what exactly went through your head for shooting your first deer with a longbow.
Okay, I'm shooting the Galaxy Black Ridge hybrid bow, and the hybrid means that it's got reflex in the tips and then deflex throughout the rest of the bow. I was very excited. Like, it was just a crazy experience. It was my second deer that I've ever shot, second buck, and up in Sullivan County, it's very tough to find a deer and let alone get it that close. I was really worried when I first shot. I didn't think I hit it, but I saw the deer go down, and it was just a crazy experience. It made me super happy.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at those arrows and like what as far as arrows go and like what you shot them with. Broadhead wise, and there you go. What broadhead is that, James? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
All right. He doesn't know off the top of his head, but we do have 4 blades there, which leaves, I think it's 1 3/16 cutting diameter, correct?
Yeah.
Left a pretty good cut opening, and it didn't go through the animal, but as far as bleeding goes, it was good enough to kill the deer. That's good. That's all that matters. And what arrow are you shooting? Do you know?
The Carbon Express 3050.
3050 from Predator. It said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carbon Express, and then the model, I guess.
Predator 3050.
Yeah, and then it has a longbow fletching, which are softer, more flimsy plastic material, which are like wings almost of a bird. That's pretty sweet, dude. That's pretty awesome. Well, by the way, congrats, dude. That was pretty sweet. Congrats. Until next time, guys, next episode, go ahead and subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. As well as follow us on Instagram at the American Hunter TV or the American Hunter on Facebook. I really appreciate it. And until then, good luck.